K-Nation, sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Coming up on K-Nation, the Wildcats are back in the win column for the first time since week 1. We break down K-State's much-needed win over UCF coming up.
Plus, the Jayhawks fall to 1-1 in conference play. We recap KU's heartbreaking last-minute loss to the Bearcats in just a bit.
And we've got exclusive interviews with KU football and track and field's Bryce Foster and K-State women's golf coach Stew Burke in just a bit. Welcome into K-Nation. I'm Cole Implet alongside Sydney Clark. Thanks for staying up late with us. We got a late one tonight, but it's glad to be here live in the studio.
It's a late one, but we're still talking sports. We've got plenty of KU and K-State sports to talk today, including a loss in Lawrence and a win for the Wildcats. Cole, why don't you start us off here?
Well, it was a much-needed win, like we said. K-State coming away victorious 34-20, snapping a 2-game losing streak. And that was heavily built because of this K-State defense, all right? They forced 3 turnovers, including this INT from Gunnar Mandardo early on in this ball game, all right? That would set up Joe Jackson for the Wildcats, getting in for the first score of the game, first time in the end zone. Nice, easy score. Now, UCF would have some momentum. They respond with the score, but the Wildcats were back to business, leading 10-7. Avery Johnson, play action, connects with Will Ancio, his only catch of the day and first touchdown of the season. So the Wildcats held a strong 17-7 lead at the break, and guess who, Sydney? Out Dylan Edwards, very healthy. You'll love to see it. 75 yards. Everyone in Manhattan going crazy. Hits the sleep, says right here,
go to sleep.
I'm back. He says, I'm back. And hey, he looked pretty good. The Wildcats were leading late, and their dagger comes as Quay Moss steals an interception away. I mean, completely takes it away as K-State gets their first conference W. 34-20, might I add, on Chris Kleiman's birthday.
Happy birthday, Coach.
Kleiman noted how important Edwards was to the offense.
We're a different team when Dylan Edwards plays. And sometimes we maybe get too hard on the O-line when Dylan's not in there because Dylan makes some things right if it's not right. And he was obviously the spark we needed.
Well, Chris Kleiman said it. Dylan Edwards was the spark that K-State needed. All right, he got injured in Ireland, missed a couple games, then saw very limited action against Arizona. But I would say yesterday he looked pretty healthy, all right? He had 20 carries for 166 yards, including, of course, that 75-yard dash, which is the longest rushing touchdown of his career. He knows post-game that he was itching to get back on the field, and QB1 loves to have him lined up next to him out on the gridiron.
And playing football, and that's something I wanted to do all these weeks I've been out. And so just watching the game from the sideline, it definitely was a sad feeling, but going out there and playing football is something I really wanted to do, and it felt real good.
Saw it. Dude is electric with the ball in his hands, and all he needs is a little crease, and the offensive line did a great job of opening up holes for him. And I mean, the rest is just Dylan. I mean, if you get Dylan to the 3rd level, which our offensive line did multiple times today, good luck.
And good luck, because a healthy Dylan Edwards is a scary sight going forward, Cole.
Sydney, I completely agree. And along with Edwards' return, there's a shift in the energy. And no, I'm not just talking about the energy coming off a bye week, but more, which, don't get me wrong, the Wildcats brought that, all right? Yeah. But it was the celebrations that were there and the emotions. Now, I know that may sound silly, but K-State, as they should, would celebrate the little things more and more, hyping teammates up for a big tackle or a big block. Now, combining that energy with a win is the momentum this team needs going forward.
And our guys played with a ton of emotion today and energy today. And I hope people in the stands and I hope people watched and noticed that, you know, the one thing that's a non-negotiable for me is you're going to celebrate good plays and you're going to celebrate K-State football. And our guys did that today. We got a sideline warning. Heck, I didn't care. You know, it's fun. Celebrate this game. You only get so many opportunities to play it, and you practice the living daylights out of it.
Hey, a much-needed win for the Cats right there to get them back on track this season.
And I love that. Hey, forget the sideline.
Forget it.
We're going to celebrate.
Yeah,
Hard-earned
that's
win.
what you want to see, honestly.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to take it over to the booth yesterday, and the action in this game lasted all the way to the final seconds of the game. The Hawks started off hot with a 93-yard touchdown here from Jalen Daniels to Emmanuel Henderson Jr. 93 yards, guys. He took this one to the house. The Bearcats would score 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals before KU's next touchdown of the game. It's 20-13 going into the third now. This time, Daniels finds Bowden Grown for the 24-yarder to tie things up at 20 since he gets another one. But wait, Wait, he's going to hit it. He's going to hit it. The dab. Henderson again, this time for 75 yards. Insane speed into the end zone to make it 27-27. I mean, you can't catch this guy. Daniels would make a crucial fumble early in the fourth, though. That was recovered by the Bearcats, and it's at the 1-yard line. Daniels would find Levi Wentz for the 6-yard pass on their next drive to take a 34-30 lead here, and a 2-yard run from Twain Walker would seal the deal for Cincinnati to get that 37-34 win. Here's Lance Leipold after that loss.
This team lost the game. Not one side of the ball lost the game today, guys. We turned the ball over inside the 5-yard line. We did other things today that can be scrutinized, and not just the last minute, whatever. So, but there's a time when you have a chance of scoring that you got to try to make a stop.
Now, despite the loss, there were some bright spots for the Jayhawks, including that strengthening connection between Jalen Daniels and Emmanuel Henderson Jr. I mean, you already saw it earlier. Daniels found Henderson for 5 receptions yesterday for 214 yards. He had 2 touchdowns for 93 and 75 yards, respectively. And now, so far this season, Henderson has 23 receptions for 435 yards. Remember, he had 214 of those in yesterday's game with 4 touchdowns. Daniels and Henderson know how important their connection is to their team's offense, and you can see it on the field.
He's come in with the mentality of being hungry. No matter what's going on, he wants to be a part of everything. The extra work, the extra film, the extra studies, the extra everything. Everything that he can do to be able to put the team in the best position is what he's going to continue to do. And I think that just showed out on the field today.
Show me what he usually do. He's a great player. Everybody knows, you feel me? But yeah, he does his thing. We just go out there and execute our plays.
The past 2 seasons, the Jayhawks are 1-6 in one-score games, coming back to the start of the 2024 season 1-6. Those losses include Illinois, UNLV, West Virginia. Those 3 got KU off to a 1-4 start last season, Arizona State and Kansas State. This loss to the Bearcats is the Jayhawks' only one-score loss so far this season. This is something the Hawks are looking to fix, and Lance Leipold says if he knew the solution, the problem would be solved already.
I said, it's happened maybe before, I guess, this year on either side, we have different people calling defenses. We have different people calling offensive plays. We have different players out there playing this year. So it isn't like it's one thing. So I can tell you that we have worked 2-minute drills to nauseam this year, and situational football has been covered more than ever before. But obviously we got to do more, and I need to do better.
Stick with us. We still got plenty more to talk about coming up later on K-Nation, including K-State men's basketball. We heard from Jerome Tang early last week. Hear what he has to say about his team so far.
Hi, I'm Jim Knight with Pella Products of Kansas. With top quality products backed by an industry-leading warranty and a 10-year installation and service promise, you can count on us to provide long-lasting value for your home. Call or visit to learn more about the beauty, affordability, and reliability of Pella windows and doors.
Elevate your car buying experience here at Flint Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Manhattan. I'm Kyle Eck, owner and CEO.
And I'm Shane Summers, general manager.
0, 0, 0. Drive into fall event. 0% for 60 months on Jeep Grand Cherokee L and 0% for 60 months on Ram Light Duty Halftime.
Shop local and save big at Flint Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Manhattan.
So come in or visit us at fhcdjr.com.
You can catch a ride to our new 5,000 square foot showroom in Topeka and look at all the spas we have to offer. Come into Swims and Sweeps today for your new spa from Aspen Spas or Enova Spas. We will always beat the spa show on price.
I came to Success Vision with doubts. Glasses in an hour? How good could they be?
The eye doctor next door, they take walk-ins, and my eye exam was great.
I'm still smiling about the pair of glasses that I got. The prescription is exactly right.
2 pair of no-line bifocals for $79, and they were ready in a few hours.
A great pair of glasses that are really light on my face. I'm one happy customer. Thank you, Success Vision.
2 pair for $39 in an hour for less. Come see us today, Success Vision Express.
I'm so glad I called Devon James. I really just needed somebody to look out for me that knew what they were doing. Because yeah, my husband can call and yell at the insurance company, but it's not gonna get anywhere. Car accidents, especially when you're injured, there's like medical bills just add up like crazy. And when you have Devon James, you know that they're gonna take care of it. So they really made things easy to where it wasn't an added hassle by having them, it was just an added bonus. I'm Brittany and I'm an actual client of Devon James.
Welcome back to K-Nation, and we are live. I'm Cindy Clark alongside Cole Emplet. Now, basketball season is getting closer and closer. I can't believe we're almost at that point. And we heard from K-State men's basketball head coach Jerome Tang on Monday. The Cats will take on the Missouri Tigers in an exhibition game on October 24th. So that's coming up in Columbia before taking on Newman at home on Halloween to officially open the season. What a spooky start to the season there. With official practices underway, Tang is excited to get to know his team more.
Once you start grinding, we get to spend, we try to do a little bit of a lot to try and put some things in place so that when you start practice, they kind of have an idea of a little bit about everything you want to do. And now we get to spend a chunk of time on certain things and, not have to worry, necessarily about a minute restriction things.
Now, some big news for KU basketball as they landed the #1 point guard in the country today. All right, 5-star Talon Kinney announced his commitment to the Jayhawks today. According to 24/7 Sports, the 6'1", 185-pound point guard from Atlanta, Georgia, had numerous offers, including schools like K-State and Texas. So how about that little boost?
That was some good news this Sunday morning for KU fans.
Man. All right, let's go to the hardwood with volleyball. Sydney, KU is in action this afternoon. Their second home game of the season after losing to Arizona State on Friday. And, well, it was all Jayhawks. Sweeping the Wildcats as Jovana Zanovich and Grace Nelson combined for 23 kills. Head coach Matt Ulmer earned his first win at home as the Jayhawks improved to 10-6 on the season.
And unfortunately for the Wildcats, they're still searching for their first conference win. K-State lost to Arizona in 4 sets on Friday and Arizona State in straight sets earlier today. Shaylee Myers led the Cats with 11 kills. Only the Sun Devils, no Amy Glover, had more with 13. The team will head to Morgantown on Wednesday, trying to get their first Big 12 win so far this season. Hey, so don't go anywhere because coming up on K-Nation, I talked with K-State women's golf head coach Stew Burke on his expectations for the season, recruiting internationally, and the success of a program alum. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the McCride Open.
It all comes down to this. This is what she's been working for.
If she makes this, she gets the jacket.
McCride Plaza, a retirement community like no other.
Briggs Subaru just unleashed the deal of the fall. 0% financing for 72 months on brand new Subaru Outbacks in stock. That's 6 years, no interest, no fees on the SUV built for adventure and trusted for the long haul. Rush to Briggs Subaru in Topeka today.
They were very easy to work with. I knew they would be the people we would want to use. In fact, we did not even get other bids. We were so pleased with the product and the customer service that Denali provided that we just stayed with them throughout.
Batter up at Play It Again Sports. We offer an extensive selection of new and used baseball and softball equipment from Wilson, Easton, Rawlings, Louisville Slugger, DeMarini, String King, Dudley, Mizuno, Marucci, and Nakona. We have custom uniforms. Try before you buy with our indoor batting cage. Bring in your quality used gear to save even more by trading in and trading up or get cash on the spot. We are buying all day, every day. Play It Again Sports, 21st and Fairlawn in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Car wrecks don't just happen from 9 to 5. If you're in a wreck, we're available 24/7.
Don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. In a wreck, need a check?
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
I'm attorney Mike DePasquale. My team and I talk to thousands of accident victims every year, and we hear this all the time.
If the accident wasn't my fault, why do I need a lawyer?
You need a lawyer because the insurance companies have lawyers, and they're good. Their job is to blow your case up, and they don't want to pay you a dime. That's not right. We've made it our job to fight for you. If you've been hurt, call me. I've got this.
Welcome back to K-Nation Live. I'm Cindy Clark alongside Cole Emplet. Earlier this week, I got the chance to talk with K-State women's golf head coach Stew Burke, and in an exclusive one-on-one, hear about his young team, international recruiting, and a program alum. Season kind of started up in September. Just what are you seeing early on from your squad this year?
I think the really cool thing is we're young. You know, we had 4 underclassmen in the lineup the last 2 weeks, and looking like we're going to have 4 underclassmen in the lineup the 3rd week, which, you know, obviously as a coach, it means you've done a good job in recruiting the players, but also means the young ones are comfortable enough and they're stepping up when needed. So we've had a pretty good start to the year. I'm happy with what I'm seeing.
And you mentioned a young squad. What are kind of the difficulties or challenges you can kind of run into early in the season with that younger squad?
I mean, I think one of the biggest things is experience. Just, you know, knowing when they're out of position, they don't have to hit the hero shot all the time, and they've done a really good job of that. You know, we've recruited well, and that's something that, you know, they're starting to understand, both Coach Rinko and I's philosophy. So, you know, we're delighted about how they're taking things on and really being mature beyond their years.
You mentioned kind of that recruiting aspect, pretty much a whole international roster here. When you're recruiting, how do you kind of recruit and sell the Kansas State brand to those international players?
I mean, it's the best kept secret in America. It's the #1 college town. We've got definitely the best facilities for golf in terms of our course here. The people in Manhattan are just absolutely unbelievable. You know, there's nowhere like it. You know, we're head and shoulders above the rest. So I'm just delighted with how easily they've settled in. You know, the people definitely make K-State.
And you mentioned the course. Kind of tell me the difficulty and the training level of the advantage you have with kind of difficulty of a course you have here.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a world-class facility. You know, we've got a championship golf course at Cobert Hills. We've got our own short course, par 3, that we train on a lot, and you've got to be able to play in all sides of weather here, which definitely makes our squad great. I mean, you saw that with the 2 programs with the University of Kansas and us last year going to the national championship. So I think that's you know, testament to, you know, what the state of Kansas golf has to offer.
And you set kind of a new standard last year, making that appearance in the national championship. Just how do you elevate that? How do you keep that standard alive here, and just as you enter in this season?
I think, to be honest, you just keep running your systems. You know, you know what works, you know what doesn't work. There was things we could have done a little bit better last year, and you know, it'll be up to Coach Rinko and I to make sure that we elevate that this year. And then there'll be things that that went well last year that don't go quite as well this year. So I think as a coach, you're always learning. It's a very growth mindset. You're making sure that you're understanding, you know, the different types of players you're working with week in, week out. We've got a sport like no other. You know, one day you can be great, and the other day it can be extremely humbling. So, you know, we just want to stay humble, work hard, and show that blue collar work ethic we always do at Kansas State.
And coming off a 7th place finish last week, and then next week, you know, you head to Arkansas. Just how are you kind of making adjustments this week as you head into that new invitational?
Yeah, I mean, we played that event last year. It's definitely one of the toughest tests of golf. So we've set up our golf course in qualifying to mirror as well that we can the blessings. And you know, last week we kind of, every time we made a birdie, we made a bogey at the same time. So we had some stuff to clean up with on short game. But you know, I think as the self-belief grows with the players, I mean, we beat a lot of great schools last week, but just couldn't really make the impact that we were wanting to make in that event. The fall season's all about learning. You know, we just got to keep ourselves in position to make a great run in the spring.
Yeah, and then how important is the fall season, obviously, as you prepare for the spring? Because golf it's a long season here. I don't think people always realize that. And you take the winter not off necessarily, but obviously there's probably snow on the ground. So just how do you take the fall season in mind?
Yeah, I mean, if you were to have a football season where you played 4 games and then you lost your players for 8 weeks, and then you brought them back and you just had to kind of pick up straight away from when you went off, that's what we're up against in golf. We're ranked from the very first tournament to the very last tournament. So, you know, our players do make the commitment to play a great winter schedule. And for us, that's a big part of why we're ready to go in the spring. And then we've got, you know, practice trips and the likes that we do to prepare them for that first event. But fall is incredibly important. You know, you got to put yourself in position to be able to have a big push in the spring.
You mentioned that young squad, still learning, still early on in the season. Just what are the goals you guys have for this squad this year?
I mean, we want to return to the national championship. You know, we want to be a school that does that every single year. But more importantly is we want our players to continue to develop and get better every year. You know, we've seen that with our program. We've got Carla Burnett at the LPGAQ school this week, about to make it to the next stage. And that's really important. You know, being somewhere that players come in and develop, have a great experience, because they're going to leave with a great degree from Kansas State. It's just can they take the next step into the professional environment, which is ultimately our goal.
Awesome. Well, coming up after the break on K-Nation, I sat down with KU dual sport athlete Bryce Foster to talk about football, track and field, and, well, the Lion King. We'll be right back.
At Dillon's, you never compromise. You get up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on thousands of items. With quality and savings that add up, Dillon's shoppers never compromise. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
Oktoberfest is coming to the Blind Tiger Brewery and Restaurant. Our celebration coincides with the original Oktoberfest in Munich. Bring the family and celebrate the German way at the Blind Tiger Brewery. Come join us at 37th and Kansas. Prost!
Fetch the winning play for your home. Whether you need a roof that holds strong, windows that stand out, or siding that defends against the elements, Messler Roofing, Siding, and Windows seals the win for your team.
When your cleaning project gives you trouble,
it's time to knock out dirt and grime, curb appeal style. Residential and commercial jobs too.
Curb Appeal Power Wash, knocking out dirt and grime like Topeka's own John Cantrell.
Call today and get 10% off any one service.
If you know an outstanding student athlete who deserves to be recognized, nominate them for Scholar Athlete of the Week at KSNT.com. Sponsored by Kansas 811 and Briggs Auto Group.
Score big at Noller Hyundai. Get 0% on the award-winning 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe's and Santa Fe Hybrids. 1.99% on 2025 Hyundai Elantra Hybrids and Tucsons. Plus, get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty only at Noller Hyundai.
Ho, 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 Santa here. Calling all vendors. Holiday Fling Topeka jingles into town December 13th and 14th at the Stormont Vale Event Center. And booths are going faster than reindeer on Christmas Eve. Secure your spot today at holidayflingtopeka.com.
With Dillon's same-day pickup and delivery, it's easy to shop the same in-store prices and have your groceries brought right to you, so you never compromise on what matters most. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
Last week, I sat down with KU's Bryce Foster. Here's that exclusive one-on-one. Bryce, thanks so much for joining me. Really appreciate the time. I'm going to start Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata, oh yeah.
That's your Instagram bio. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a thing I learned my freshman year of college. You know, I kind of got thrown into the fire my very first year of college, where I was starting and I was making mistakes after mistake, and it was like I was getting super stressed out. And eventually I was like, man, everything's so stressful. And then I remember watching Lion King when I was younger, and it's been my favorite Disney movie ever, period. And I remember Hakuna Matata and the song and how it literally means no worries. And so I was like, it's kind of a good little saying where it's like sometimes, I have a bracelet that my mom got me that's Hakuna Matata and I think it's Morse code. Okay. And so I wear that quite often. So it's kind of like a reminder where it's like, hey, when things are going bad, things aren't working out well, maybe you're having a bad game, bad snap, literally anything, maybe a bad score on a test score, it's like, Hakuna Matata. It's like now I can sit there, take a deep breath, and I'm like, all right, it's over with, move on to the next thing. All you can do is make the next thing better.
So living life stress-free, a football player. So do you just not enjoy having free time, playing football in the fall, and then in the spring you're throwing a little bit? How do you kind of balance those two as the seasons go on? I
mean, I love doing it. So, I mean, I wouldn't rather be doing anything else. Luckily with the schedule that we have in the fall, right, with football, we're here I get up at around 5:15 in the morning, and then I head to the facility, and I'm here until about 2 o'clock, studying film, practicing, doing all that kind of stuff. And then after that, I'm kind of really done for the day with football. I go home, do a little bit of schoolwork, whatever I need to get done for that day, and then I kind of just hang out. I got a couple dogs at home that we hang out, take them on walks. I hang out with them in the backyard. I cook. So it's kind of nice, in the fall. It's actually a really good schedule. And then in the spring, when I'm doing spring football, when I was here and I was doing spring football and track, that was a little more busy. That was like 5:30 a.m. wake up all the way to like 6 p.m. I was doing track. And so it was like all day full. But I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed, meeting people from other countries, right, other sports and stuff like that. So I think it's a lot of fun. I love doing it, and I wouldn't rather be doing anything else, especially here.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously you did it before you came to KU as well. Coming out of high school, is that kind of the goal for you? You knew you wanted to do both? Did it kind of just happen? How did those conversations go?
Yeah, I did kind of want to do both. You know, going into my junior year of high school, I was, quote, I was pretty good at shot put, I would say. My PR was like 64 feet, 8 inches, I think, after my junior year. And I was like, all right, it's pretty solid, but it's nothing super crazy. You know, whenever I get to college about doing both, I mean, it's pretty good. And then my senior year, I ended up throwing like 71 feet. And I was like, okay, now I'm pretty like, it was 71 feet in the shot put and then 210 feet in the discus. And so I was like, okay, maybe I do want to kind of do both. And then I was like, I want to be able to do both, want to have the opportunity in order to do both. And when I went to A&M, they gave me the opportunity to do both. I did fairly well. And then when I transferred here under Coach Reynolds, who's the throws coach here, I soared pretty well. So I was super excited.
Awesome.
I loved it.
And how would you say, you know, because sometimes you'd be like, oh, this sport helped me with this sport. How would you say throwing has helped you, you know, on the line in terms of like your balance, your patience, your strength? How would you say that directly correlates to, you know, being down under center?
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's being on the little details of things. Like, for example, when you're throwing, right, if you land in your power position, a lot of my throwers are going to know about this. If you land in your power position a little open, you don't have as much power that you can actually get on the ball, so you lose a bunch of tension on the ball in order to throw far. And it's kind of like the same thing in football, right? So it's on the little details of the angle you set your double team on, the angle you set your hips, where you put your hands, where you when I'm snapping, right, like where my hand finishes on the snap, like all those little small details prove to be like really big things when you get to the big moments.
Playing in front of the renovated booth, all the fans. I mean, what's that been like, especially this season in particular?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, I never got to experience the old booth. And so when I got here, I never really had a home stadium. Our home stadium, in quotes, was the Chiefs Stadium, Arrowhead. And so we would go there, and that was our home game. And I was like, it's kind of a home game, but it still kind of feels like an away game we're just wearing the home uniforms. But now we actually feel like we need to come here and we need to kind of defend like our home territory. You know, the O-line, we call ourselves the mob, men of booth, and our whole goal is to defend we always use like army terms, and it's like we're defending our land from invaders. And that's kind of like the way we kind of take the games here at home.
Stick with us. We'll be right back after this break.
For over 38 years, our law firm has called Kansas home. If your child has suffered a birth injury, you need an experienced team on your side. Contact us today for a free consultation and let Prochaska Howell Prochaska be your birth injury team.
Keep your RV in top shape with Noller RV's exclusive service specials. Our part-timer package is just $349, perfect for occasional trips. And our weekender package is only $11.99, ideal for frequent travelers. Visit Noller RV today for expert service and peace of mind on the road.
Fall into savings at Noller Ford. Lease a new 2025 Ford Escape for $299 a month or a new 2025 Ford Explorer for $320 a month. Bring us any competitor's offer and we'll beat it by $500. Only at Noller Ford.
Hey, howdy ho, neighbor! Request to locate, huh? I think I know what I'm doing. I'll be done before you could spell 811.
Digging without locating the underground utilities is like driving with your eyes closed.
It's fine! Jeff, what did you do? I think I broke the law!
Safety is in your hands. Every dig, every time. Click or call Kansas 811.
In our journey of 50 years, we've learned the true meaning of togetherness. A marriage becomes more than a union, it becomes a home. Amid life's twists and turns, there's a comfort in knowing your person is right there beside you. Here at McCright Plaza, we do have a commitment to couples. I think probably because we have been a couple for 50 years, over 50 years, and how important that is to be together and allow others to be together once they move to our community.
It's more than a move. It's a new job for her, a new baseball team for him, and for Badger, it's a new yard with more room to roam. It's more than a move, and we're more than a truck.
Thanks for watching, K-Nation. We hope you'll join us again next week.
Have a great night.
He tells me that he can make a great tiramisu. That's what he tells me.
I remember watching Lion King when I was younger, and it's been my favorite Disney movie ever, like ever, period.
Okay, yes, it is my birthday. And when it got to be 31-20 and they were driving, and I'm like, oh my God, here we go again.